Great, okay. So I did my piece on traumatic brain injuries in military men and women. And I guess another question would be why I chose this, because it's such a different and more specific topic. But when I was a sophomore in high school, my dad suffered a traumatic brain injury in a ski accident. So I never before that had I been really involved in the medical field, or people in my family hadn't been sick. But a traumatic brain injury is something that's just so unique and different because somebody breaks a bone, you just put a cast on it, but a brain injury is just so specific and different to each person that it's very fascinating, the entire process. And so I was really curious to go more in depth with that subject, but more specifically military men and women, because it does happen so much overseas, and it's something that I think really needed to be looked at. So something that I didn't really realize when looking into this is the prevalence more in mild traumatic brain injuries compared to severe ones. When you think of a traumatic brain injury, you think of somebody who's really struggling to learn how to read, write, talk, and walk again. But I learned through my research and just through looking at different resources and through the Veterans Association that 187,000 traumatic brain injuries that occurred in 2014 were mild, and that was over 77% of all traumatic brain injuries in military men and women. And so mild just means just like a slight difference in the brain, so you could be able to walk and talk perfectly, but there's still issues that maybe a family or even the person who's affected doesn't realize. So that's a major different thing that I learned. Yeah, I just hope that people be more aware of it. I know that in recent years, maybe like the last 5 to 10 years with Bob Woodruff or other more well-known people who have gone overseas and suffered traumatic brain injuries or just report on it, people know, but I just think that people see him and like his huge recovery, but they don't see people who are just affected in the slightest of ways, and that's also something people should be aware of, that it isn't just post-traumatic stress disorder, but the brain injury is a major part of going overseas as well.